السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Welcome middle 2. Okay, now is our first session in the second term. Okay, so unit 7 is the first unit in the second term because we have studied 6 units in the first one. Okay, and unit 7 is the first one in the second term entitled My School Life. So let's talk about what happens at school every day. Okay. Lessons 1 and 2. Lesson 1 entitled School Rules. The rule that you need or you must follow at school. Okay. My school bag. Okay. My school day. I'm sorry. This is not my school bag. Okay. My school day. Things that you do every day. Okay. What happens every day in or at school? Okay. Number 1, vocabulary. Key vocabulary, the most important words in this lesson or in these lessons. Okay. Rules. Rules. So you need to follow the rules at school, and it's a noun. Dress code. So dress code is what can you do or what you can do, what you can wear at school. Okay. So the uniform is a part of the dress code. Okay. So dress code is a noun as well. Behavior. Behavior. Okay. So there are two kinds of behavior: good behavior and bad one. Okay, hallway. It's a hallway. It looks like a passage. Okay, where you can walk and get into classrooms. Okay, well planned. Well planned. So this place or this new city, like the new administrative capital, for example, it's well planned. This means that they planned it well. They designed it well. Okay, productive. So productive is an adjective. Okay. Productive is an adjective. Okay. Product is a noun. Okay. Product is a noun. So productive is an adjective. Okay. Product is a noun. Produce. Okay. Is a verb. Okay. Production. Okay. Is a noun as well. Okay. So production is the process itself. So you have to understand, you have to know the derivatives of each word. You have to know which one is adjective, which one is a noun, which one is a verb. Okay, they will help you a lot. Forbidden is an adjective to describe things that you can't do. So it's forbidden to do something. Okay, something that you can't do. Okay, Snickers. Sneakers, okay, it's a comfortable shoes that you put on in hiking, for example, in running, okay, or when you walk for a long distance, you put on your sneakers. Okay, steps, okay, distraction, things that you can't focus because of these distractions. So when you start watching my video, stay away from distractions and come listen and focus. Okay, pride. Pride is a noun. Proud is an adjective. Okay, so pride is a noun, but pride is an adjective. Okay, manners. Manners. Okay, good manners and bad manners. Okay, yes. So the PE teacher, let's complete the following sentence using the words in the box. Hallway, Snickers, dress code, forbidden, and pride. Okay, so the PE teacher. P is a short form for physical education. The PE teacher, the physical education teacher, asked us to wear comfortable sneakers. Yes, this is number 1. Okay, for running. Comfortable sneakers for running, to run easily. The school space says students should wear blue pants and a white shirt. So the school dress code. Dress code. Okay, the school dress code says students should wear blue pants and a white shirt. Don't run in the space because it's dangerous. Don't run in the hallway. Okay, it's dangerous to run in the hallway because there could a lot of students and teachers. Eating in the classroom during the lesson is forbidden. You can't do that. Forbidden. Okay? Yes, let's move to the vocabulary in lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. Okay? Repeat after me, please. Preparatory. Preparatory stage, your stage, so you are in middle 2 or preparatory 2. Okay, respectful, okay, when you respect people, when you treat people in a friendly and a good way, when you appreciate other people, this means that you are respectful. Require, okay, allow means permit, to let people do something. Okay, so for example, my mother doesn't allow me to use the cell phone for a long time. Okay, avoid. When you study, try to avoid distraction that we have studied in the key vocabulary. Avoid distraction. Stay away from something. Okay, cell phone. Okay, prefer. When you love something more than another one. That means that you prefer it. Raise. Okay, you can raise your hand. You can raise chickens and animals. Okay, for example. Instructions. So the teacher gives us a lot of instructions to follow or to do. Okay, let's move to lesson 2. The school day, well planned. So your school day or your daily routine should be well planned, and you have to make a schedule or timetable. Greet. Okay, when you say hello to people, this means that you greet them. Positive means good side of something. Okay, not the opposite or the antonym or the negative. Okay, atmosphere. So ph make the sound atmosphere. Okay, review when you study something again. Okay, typical day, repeated day, or things that happen in the same order. Okay, notes. Participate means to take part in. Okay, so I didn't participate in the competition because I'm injured, for example. Okay, interrupt. Okay, when the teacher speaks, okay, so please don't interrupt him. So don't talk at the same time to make him stop talking. Okay, interrupt. Corridors have the same meaning like hallway. So the corridors, the hallway have the same meaning. Organize, to put things into an order. Organize. Timetable, like the timetable that exists in your classrooms. Okay, that help you to find or to know the time of the classes. Confident. Okay, he's so confident he can speak in front of a lot of audience. For example, waste. You can waste time or you can waste money. Okay, the opposite of waste is save. You save time or money. Snack. When you feel hungry between the main meals like breakfast and lunch, you have a snack. For example, a piece of fruit. Okay, so this was the first page in the unit. So let's move to the second one. So what is the meaning of rules? Rules are instructions that tell people what they must or mustn't do. Okay, so things that you must or mustn't do at school, they are called rules. Okay, so rules are instructions that tells people what they must or mustn't do. Okay, hallway, it's a long, narrow passage. Okay, inside a building like your school. Okay, there is a long, narrow passage that helps you to get into classes. Okay, it's called the hallway. Sneakers are comfortable shoes. Sneakers are comfortable shoes. Okay, you wear for sports or walking. Okay, they feel comfortable when you put them on. Behavior, the way someone acts. Okay, some people act good behavior or have a good behavior, and some people don't. Okay, forbidden means something not allowed to happen by rules or law. Okay, something that you can't do, it's forbidden. It's not allowed. Okay, so something not allowed to happen by rules or law, and if you do it, you will be punished. Okay, yes. Collocations, read them together, they are so important. Repeat after me, please. Follow the dress code. So you follow the instructions related to the dress code at school. When you wear your uniform, when you cut your hair, when you stop wearing oversized pants and so on. Okay, this means that you follow the dress code. Okay, yes. Follow safety rules. You have to be safe and keep your friends safe at school. This means that you follow the safety rules. Okay, show pride. You must be proud about your school. Okay, and you show pride, okay, about yourself and your parents. Raise their hands. So students must raise their hands in order to answer any questions. Okay, waste your time. So don't waste your time at school and follow the rules by listening to your teachers. Create a positive atmosphere. So teachers and students must create a positive atmosphere. Okay, do activities. Okay, you can do activities at school, outside the school, at home, and everywhere. Okay, take notes. So listen to your teacher and take notes. Okay, feel confident. Okay, when you do your homework, when you study at home and you come back to school every day, this helps you feel more confident. Okay, let's move to synonyms and antonyms. This part is so important. It helps you to answer questions, and it helps you to talk about the same topic in different ways. Okay, yes. Let's read them together. Okay, the word, the synonym, and the antonym. Okay, or the opposite. Respectful means polite or well-mannered. Okay, the opposite is rude, impolite. Okay, tidy, neat, clean, they have the same meaning. The opposite is messy. Forbidden means prohibited. Again, prohibited or prevented. You can't do that. Okay, the opposite is allowed. It's okay to do it. Acceptable. There is no problem to do that. Okay, narrow, tight, GH silent, tight. Okay, wide, the opposite, of course. Okay, productive, effective, unproductive. You had the prefix un, okay, to change it to be the opposite. Okay, positive, helpful, negative. Okay, so well planned, organized, messy, random. Okay, waste, misuse, save, distraction, interruption, focus, attention. Distraction, interruption, focus, attention. Okay, so these vocabulary must be memorized. Okay. Yep. Let's move to the next page. Okay, let's read the prefix and suffix words. Okay, so respect is a verb, and when we add the suffix ful to this verb, it becomes an adjective. Okay, respectful. So respect is a verb, respectful is an adjective. Okay, behave is a verb. Behavior is a noun. You omit or you drop e and you add ior to change the verb into a noun. Okay, behave is a verb, behavior is a noun. Okay, and of course we add ly to the adjectives in order to get the adverb. So equal is an adjective, but equally is an adverb. Careful is an adjective, carefully is an adverb. So in order to change the adjective to be an adverb, we add ly. Organize is a verb. Okay, when we add d, we can change it to be in the past, okay, or to be an adjective. So organized person, so I'm describing that person that he's organized. Okay, product is a noun, productive is an adjective, like we have mentioned in the key vocabulary. Okay, now let's move to the conjugation of irregular verbs. Okay, let's read them together. Wear, wore, worn. Forbid, forbade, forbidden. Wake up, woke up, woken up. Take, talk, taken. Forget, forgot, forgotten. Okay, now let's move to this page. This page is so important, and we will will study this page together in the writing course, inshallah. Okay, so let's move to the next page, skills. Okay, reading and listening. Reading, let's start with reading. So please listen to me very well. I read this passage, this article, and you will pause the video and read it on your own after I finish. Okay, so please look at your book or look at the board if you don't have a book. Okay, yes. Welcome to my preparatory school. Here are our important school rules. Okay, so he starts the article by welcoming the audience, okay, welcoming the listeners or the readers. Okay, so welcome to my preparatory school. Okay, here are our important rules. Okay, so this part is called an introduction. Okay, he is introducing his school. Okay, so every school has rules that help create a safe and respectful learning environment. This is also a part of the introduction because he doesn't mention the school rules now. Okay, but he is introducing the school rules. Okay, at my school, yes, this is the first part in the body paragraph. Okay, so this part is the introduction, but that is the beginning of the body paragraph. For example, at my school, students must follow the dress code. Okay, this is the first rule. Okay, classroom rules. This is the second one. Okay, behavior rules. This is the third one, and library rules. This is the fourth. Okay, yes, so let's read again. Welcome to my preparatory school. Here are our important school rules. Introduction. Let's keep going, okay, in the introduction. Every school has rules that help create a safe and respectful learning environment. Okay, so this is the benefit of following the school rules. You have respectful and safe learning environment. Okay, at my school, students follow, number one, the dress code. Number two, classroom rules inside the classroom, behavior rules to be good mannered, and library rules. Okay, yes, so let's start with number one. This is number one, the dress code. Okay, so he will talk about the dress code in details. Okay, the dress code requires students, so this is number one in the body paragraph. Okay, the dress code requires the students to wear your school uniform. This is the first part in the dress code, everywhere. Jeans and sneakers are not allowed. So you can't, it differs from one school to another, but jeans and sneakers, okay, the sports shoes and jeans are not allowed in some schools. Okay, it's also important to keep uniform clean. So your uniform must be clean every day, okay, and tidy to show pride in the school, to show pride, to be proud, to be confident about yourself at your school. Okay, and when people from other schools or from any place else, when they see your school, okay, or the logo of your school, you feel proud about yourself. Okay, yes, this was part number one. Part number two, okay, this part is behavior rules. Okay, so the first part was the dress code, the second part is the behavior rules. Behavior rules are equally important. It's as important as the dress code. Okay, I think it's more important than the dress code. Students must respect teachers. This is step number one in the behavior rules. You have to respect your teacher, okay, and each other. So you respect your teacher first, after that you respect each other as students. Avoid running in the hallways. So you respect teachers, you respect each other, okay, and you avoid running in the hallways. You avoid running in the hallways and help keep the school clean. So these issues are related to the behavior rules. Okay, cell phones are not allowed in class. Okay, and eating or drinking inside classroom is forbidden. So cell phones, eating and drinking inside the school or inside the classroom, is forbidden or isn't allowed. Okay, and respecting teachers, respecting each other, avoid running in the hallway, and help keep the school clean. Okay, so this is rule number 2, or side number 2. Okay, dress code is number 1. Okay, behavior rules is number 2. Okay, in the classroom, okay, in the classroom, students should arrive on time. Okay, so in the classroom, students should arrive on time. They must listen carefully. So these are the school rules in the classroom. Students should arrive on time. They must listen carefully to their teachers and classmates. Talking while the teacher is speaking is not allowed or isn't allowed. Students should raise their hands before speaking. So this part is called classroom rules. Okay, so what are the classroom rules? Students should arrive on time. Okay, they must listen carefully to the teacher or to their teacher and the classmates. Okay, talking while teacher is speaking is not allowed. So you can't talk at the same time as your teacher or with your teacher. Students should raise their hands before speaking. Okay, so these are the classroom rules. Dress code, behavior rules, classroom rules. Okay, in the library, students should be quiet. Okay, yes, this is number 1 in the library. Return books on time. Okay, and never write in them. You can't write in the book from the library or the library. Okay, good behavior make the students better make the school better for everyone. So this part is called a conclusion. This is called a conclusion. So good behavior makes the school better for everyone. Okay? Yes. Extracting information. Why should schools have rules? School rules help create safe and respectful learning environment. Where are students not allowed to eat or drink? Okay, so they are not allowed to eat or drink, in classrooms and in the library. Okay? Yeah, thank you for listening. Let's move to the next part. Okay, so let's read this part. This is listening. Okay, if I were you, I would stop looking at the screen and just listen to me to improve your listening skill. Okay? Yes, listen please. Okay, he will talk about the school day. This is lesson 2. A school day can be enjoyable and productive if you follow a few simple steps. In the morning, wake up early, prepare your bag, and arrive at school on time. You should greet your teachers and classmates respectfully, as good manners help create a positive atmosphere. During lessons, listen carefully, take clear notes, and participate actively. You should ask questions when you don't understand something, but you shouldn't interrupt others while they are speaking. At break time, choose healthy snack and drink water because you should take care of your body. Don't run in the corridors to follow safety rules. After school, review your lessons, do your homework, and organize your timetable. You shouldn't waste your time on distractions if you want to succeed. Well-planned school day helps you learn more and feel confident. Okay, so this text is amazing. Okay, and you can find a paragraph topic about your school day or your typical school day. So let's read it again, I'm sorry. Okay. A school day can be enjoyable and productive, okay, if you follow a few simple rules. This is called introduction. Excellent. This is called introduction. Okay, but this part, in the morning, wake up early, prepare your bag, and arrive at school on time. Okay, so this is what happens in the morning. Wake up early, number one, prepare your bag, number two, and arrive at school on time. Okay, what should you else? Okay, you should greet your teachers and classmates respectfully. Okay, why should you greet your teachers and classmates respectfully? As good manners help create a positive atmosphere. So this is the reason of you should greet your teachers and classmates respectfully. Okay, during lessons, listen carefully, take clear notes, and participate. So this is what happens during lesson. So this is in the morning, and this is during the lesson when you get into the classroom. Listen carefully to your teacher, take clear notes, and participate actively. Raise your hand, okay, to answer questions and concentrate. You should ask questions when you don't understand something. If you can't understand something, you should raise your hand to ask questions, but you shouldn't interrupt others. You shouldn't stop the teacher to speak, okay, while they are speaking. At break time, this is period number 3. At break time, choose healthy snacks, okay, and drink water because you should take care of your body. Okay, drink water because you should take care of your body. Don't run in the corridors at break time to follow safety rules because it's dangerous to run fast in the corridor. After school, review your lessons. So what happens after this is what happens after school. Review your lessons, do your homework, okay, and organize your timetable. You shouldn't waste your time on distractions if you want to succeed. Okay, so let's go to the conclusion. This is the conclusion. A well-planned school day, okay, helps you learn more and feel confident. A well-planned school day, the school day that you plan very well, okay, helps you learn more and feel confident. Okay, so we have 4 periods of the day. Number 1, in the morning. What should you do? During lessons, okay, at break time, and after school. Okay, read the text well to be able to write such a text. Yes, let's move to the next. General notes on reading and listening. What is the difference between hallway, corridor? They have the same meaning, by the way. Hallway and corridor, but passage is a little different. For example, hallway equal corridor, so the students waited on the hallway. So the hallway or the corridor is inside the building, okay, inside just one building. But passage between buildings, okay, it's outside in the street between buildings, which is narrow. You can say passage about it. So the students waited in the hallway inside the school, inside the building. The nurse walked down the corridor, okay, inside the hospital. But if you go outside, okay, and talk about the same place, but outside the same narrow place, so you will say passage about it. For example, the cat ran through the narrow passage. Okay? Yes, so it's between buildings, outside. Yeah, let's move to the next. This is raise and that's rise. So what is the difference between raise and rise? Okay, so we need an object. In raise, we need an object. Okay, so what do you raise? You raise animals, you raise chickens, okay, you raise children, okay, you raise your hand, so we need an object after raise. Okay, for example, they raise the flag, so this is an object every morning at school. Parents raise the children or their children with love, object. So they want to raise money, to collect money for charities, to give it to charities and to spend this money on poor people. Okay, but rise, rose, rising, this we don't need an object. We don't need an object. Okay, so the sun rises in the east. Okay, so there is no object. The subject is the sun and rise is the verb, and we don't have any objects. Okay, so the sun rises in the east. This is a fact. Okay, about the sun. Temperatures rise in summer. Okay, it becomes hot in summer. Okay, we don't have any objects with rise. And rise is a regular verb, and raise is a regular one. We add D to change it from being in present to be in the past. Okay? Yes. Let's read the expressions and prepositions. These are important expressions and prepositions. Okay, yes, expressions. Safe learning environment. So if you follow the school rules, if you follow the safety rules in the classroom or outside it, your behavior rules, the dress code, okay, how to be safe everywhere in the library, at school, you will have a safe learning area. Okay, equally important. So these four things, the dress code, behavior rules, school rules or classroom rules, okay, rules in the library, so they are equally important. They are as important as each other. Okay, make the school better. If you follow the rules, we will create a safe learning environment and we will make the school better. Okay, check your timetable. So you need to check your timetable the night before you go to school to get ready, okay, and to prepare the books that you need for the next day. Participate actively. You raise your hand, okay, in order to answer a question, and if you don't understand anything, but don't interrupt your teachers and classmates. Create a positive atmosphere. Following rules and being respectful, this creates a positive atmosphere. You feel at home, you share ideas with each other, you learn from one another, and so on. Give advice, so the teacher gives you a lot of advice to help you be better. Okay, let's move from prepositions to, from expressions to prepositions. Welcome to. Okay, we add the preposition to, on time, part of, discuss with, okay, during class time or during lessons, okay, arrive at break times, take care of, take part in, late for. Okay, now it's time to answer these questions together. Yeah, number one, choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Yes, key vocabulary. Number one, you mustn't park here. You mustn't. You can't do that. So it's allowed, easy, forbidden, or available. It's forbidden because you can't do it. You mustn't. Okay? Yes. Following traffic space helps us stay safe. So following traffic rules, okay, like waiting for the green light and so on, okay, these are called traffic rules. Good space means being kind and friendly. Okay, good behavior. Good behavior means being kind and friendly. Okay, turn off your phone to avoid space while studying. So you can't study at the same time you use and you surf the internet. So, okay, turn off your cell phone to avoid distractions. It can distract you while studying. Okay, space. So these are very good questions. Okay, because it's from the student's book and activity book. Okay, Yes, space are comfortable shoes you wear for sports or walking. Okay, of course they are sneakers. So that get confused. Okay, in the spelling, you can use stickers. No, it's a sneakers. Okay, a space is a long narrow passage in a building, inside a building. So you can say hallway or corridor. Okay, yes. Let's move to the next page. Okay, get the meaning. Yes. You should say hello when you see your teacher. Say hello here means to greet. So be careful of the spelling. Greet, G-R-E-E-T, not great, G-R-E-A-T. Okay. School rules help create a safe and space learning environment. School rules help to create a safe and respectful learning environment. Okay, one important school rule is that students should space their hands before speaking. Okay, one of the school rules, they should raise. Where's raise? Okay, don't get confused because this is a rise. This is rise. So raise their hands. Okay, and this, okay, it has no object. Okay, so one important school rule is that students should raise their hands before speaking. A school day can be enjoyable if you space safety rules, if you follow. So if you follow the rules, okay, the school day would be enjoyable and respectful. Keeping school uniform clean and tidy shows pride. Okay, after show we use the noun. So get confused between pride and proud because proud is an adjective. Okay, but it shows pride in the school. Okay, eating inside the classroom is forbidden. Space is the synonym is forbidden. Which one? It's prohibited. Prohibited is the synonym of forbidden. Okay, now let's move to number 13. The suffix space, it changes the word respect into an adjective. We have two suffixes, ed or ful. So respected is an adjective, respectful is an adjective. So we don't have ed, but we have ful to become respectful. The words narrow and space are antonyms. Okay, they are opposites to each other. So narrow is the opposite of wide. Okay. Yes, we get the noun from the verb behave. By adding the suffix behave, we add I-O-R and we omit E to become behavior. Okay, yes. Let's move to al-mu'asir exercise definitions. Space are instructions that tell people what they must or mustn't do. Rules are instructions that tell people what they must or mustn't do. A space means the way someone acts. Okay, so behavior. Behavior means the way in which you act. Okay, you act in a good behavior or in a bad one. Yes. Guess the meaning. Good manners help create a space atmosphere. Good manners, they are good. So they help to create positive atmosphere. Okay? Yes. The last question in this page. Students must stick to the dress code. This means that they must, okay, follow the dress code. Okay? They must wear their uniform. Okay, let's move to the next page. Okay. It isn't polite to speak when your father is speaking. This means you shouldn't interrupt him. You shouldn't interrupt your father. Okay. Teamwork always space a positive atmosphere. Teamwork creates a positive atmosphere. Okay. It makes it available, okay, to be in a positive atmosphere, for example. To stay fit. Try to space some activities and exercise. Try to do some activities and exercise to stay fit. Do activities. Okay. Synonym and antonyms, prefixes and suffixes. Okay. The antonym of the word positive is, okay, positive if the antonym of or the opposite is negative. To change the word careful into a or and space, we add ly, so we change it to be an adverb. So careful is an adjective, we add ly to careful to become an adverb. Okay, the word space is the synonym of interrupt. Okay, so interrupt had the same meaning as, okay, so they are two words, the synonym, it had the same meaning. Okay, so distraction, the word distraction is the synonym of interruption. Okay, you stop him about saying something. So let's move to this speaking part, and it helps you to speak English very well, and it helps you to answer the dialogue question, okay, easily. So let's read the questions and the answers about the school rules. Okay? Yes, question number one. Let's read them together. How do school rules help students learn and work together? How do school rules help students, okay, learn and work together? Rules help students stay safe and learn better. Okay, so rules help students stay safe and learn better. Okay. Why does the school have a dress code? Why do we have to put on or to wear our uniform before we go to school? So the school has a dress code. Why? To keep students tidy and organized. Okay, we need you to be tidy, we need you to be organized. Okay, so you must follow the dress code. Okay, or you need to be equal. Yeah. What is forbidden in the classmate? Cell phones are forbidden. Okay, eating and drinking, okay, are forbidden in the classroom. Okay, what is not allowed in the library? What things that you can't do in the library? Students should be quiet, return books on time, and never write in them. Okay, so he is asking you about what is not allowed in the library. Okay, so speaking loudly, okay, isn't allowed in the library. Eating isn't allowed in the library. Drinking isn't allowed in the library. Okay, so there are a lot of things that you can't do in the library. Okay, so let's move to the next part in the speaking course. Okay, my typical school day. This is about lesson 2. Okay, question. Do you think a typical school day is enjoyable? Do you think a typical school day is enjoyable? Okay, yes. My school day is enjoyable when students follow rules and stay organized. Okay, when you follow rules and stay organized, you create a positive atmosphere. So your school day will be enjoyable. Okay, what time do you wake up for school? I usually wake up early. Why? So I can arrive at school on time. Okay, what's your first class? Okay, which subject do you study at the beginning? It's English, of course. Okay, so it's English. It's my favorite. Yes, it's my favorite. Do you take part in after-school classes or activities? Do you take part? Okay, they are so important, after-school activities, like the book club, music club, and a drama club. Okay, they are so important. Yes, I take part in some after-school activities, such as reading club. Okay. Now let's move to part number 3, language in use. This means that we're gonna study grammar, and the grammar is in this part, lesson 1 and 2, is so easy. So let's study them together. Imperative. When you give order to some people, they need to obey these orders, and when you give them advice, but using imperative. Okay? Yes. So we use imperative to give orders, instructions, to give orders, to give instructions, and advice, to tell someone what to do or not to do. Okay, you help him to find out, to know what to do or not to do. You have to, these are orders, instructions, or advice. Okay, yes. Orders when you tell him what to do because you are his boss or you are his father or mother. Okay, instructions, you give him the instructions, but more politely than orders. Okay, it's more polite to say instructions, okay, than you say orders. Advice, you give him an advice. Okay, but I think that you don't have any authority of him, okay, or any supervision. So let's move to this part. Okay, affirmative imperative. So we have two kinds of imperative: affirmative imperative and negative one. So in the affirmative imperative, we start with the base form. With base form is called infinitive. The verb without any additions, when we don't add anything to the verb. Okay, the base form, okay, and the rest of the sentence. Imperative can be for commands, when you give orders, for advice, okay, or for instructions. So this is a command: sit down. So sit in the infinitive. Okay, stop talking. Stop is an infinitive. Okay, drink more water. It's an advice. Drink more water. Okay, go to bed early. Okay, so drink and go, okay, they are infinitive. Okay, turn on the computer. Turn on the computer. Open your book. So these are instructions that the teacher gave to the students at school. So this is affirmative imperative. Okay, now let's move to the next page. Yes, negative. Okay, in order to tell students about something that they shouldn't do, okay, or you are asking them not to do something, we use negative imperatives. Negative imperatives. So we use don't plus infinitive, or the base form of the verb, to tell someone not to do something. Okay, so don't run in the hallway. Don't be late. Don't talk in the library. Run, be, talk, they are in the infinitive. Okay, because they come after don't. Okay, be careful. We can use never plus infinitive, okay, to mean strong form of prohibition. Okay, so we can replace don't by never. And using never is stronger than using don't, to a strong form of prohibition. So never run in the classroom, it's stronger to say never. Okay, never be late, never talk in the library. Okay, yes, never waste your time. So this is the first part of the grammar today, or today's grammar, the imperative, affirmative imperative and negative one. Let's move to the second part of the grammar today. It's called should and shouldn't for giving advice. So we can use imperative to give advice, and we can also use should or shouldn't, of course. Okay, we use should and shouldn't to give advice or suggestions. Okay, you suggest doing something. You want to do something together. Okay, as a friend, you are just giving a suggestion. They can agree or not. Okay, so affirmative. To give advice about something good, we use subject should plus infinitive. Okay, so you should plan your day. So it's an advice. And plan here must be in the infinitive. Okay, you should respect your school rules. Respect is the infinitive because it's after should. Okay, so after should we use infinitive like plan and respect. Okay, this is the affirmative. Let's move to the negative. Okay, negative. To give advice about a bad idea. Okay, a bad idea that you don't want this person to do it. Okay, we use the negative advice. We use subject, shouldn't plus infinitive. Okay, you shouldn't spend too much time on screens. So spending too much time on screens is bad or a bad idea. You don't want him to do that. Okay, that's why you say you shouldn't, because this is a bad idea. Okay, you shouldn't talk in the library. So talking in the library is a bad idea. Okay, so you have to use shouldn't. Okay, yes. Now let's move to the interrogative. How to make question, okay, using should. Yes, we have two kinds of interrogative. There, to ask advice, we use two kinds. Letter A, yes, no question, and letter B, WH question. Okay, in yes, no question, we start with the should. After should, we use the subject. Okay, so in the affirmative statement, we start with the subject and the verb and the should. Okay, but in order to make a question, you start with should, because should is a modal verb. Okay, so we start with should to make a question. Should, subject plus infinitive. For example, to ask for advice. So, should we take a break? Take is the infinitive as well. Yes, you should, or no, you shouldn't. Okay, yes, but WH question, okay, the same structure. Should. Subject, subject. Infinitive, infinitive. But we add a question word at the beginning of the question, like where, what, why, who, okay, when. So there are so many question words. Okay, we add a question word at the beginning of the question. After that, we use should, shouldn't, subject, and the infinitive. For example, what should you do, okay, when you feel stressed? What should you do when you feel stressed? Okay, so you should spend time with family and friends, okay, to avoid being stressed. And this is the end of our grammar. Okay, let's let's answer these questions together. Okay, yes, it's a good idea to eat breakfast before school. Okay, so it's a good idea we use it to give advice. And we use should to give advice. So we need to replace it's a good idea with should. So the answer is you should eat breakfast before school. Okay, yes, so it isn't good to forget your homework. Okay, so we use it isn't good to give an advice, and we use the imperative to give an advice. So we replace it isn't good with don't. So the answer is don't, okay, forget your homework. Don't forget your homework. Okay, don't stay up late. Don't stay up late every night. Okay, we use don't to give advice, and we use shouldn't to give advice. So you shouldn't stay up late every night. Okay, you shouldn't stay up late every night. Okay, if I were you, I would. We use this expression to give advice, and we use should to give advice. So if I were you, I'd ask my teacher for help. This means that you should ask your, okay, teacher for help. Okay, so my must be changed into your. Okay, so don't talk when the teacher is explaining. Okay, so don't, we use it to give an advice, and shouldn't, we use it to give an advice. So you shouldn't talk when the teacher is explaining. Okay, so it's important to wake up early to be able to catch the school bus. So it's important to give an advice, and should to give an advice, you should wake up early to be able to catch the bus. Okay, we don't have enough space to write the rest of the sentence, so let's move to the next. Don't forget. So don't forget means to remember. Okay, when forget has the same meaning as remember. We will omit don't forget and we will write remember to catch, okay, your timetable, to check, I'm sorry, okay, to check your timetable before every morning. Okay, yes, now let's move to the next page. Yes, number 8. You shouldn't eat in the classroom. Okay, this means that don't eat in the classroom. Okay, so don't be late for school. We change don't, okay, we replace don't with never. So never be late for school. Okay, if I were you, I would. This means that you should, okay? You should make a study plan. Okay, don't talk loudly during the class time. Okay, you shouldn't talk loudly during the class time. Okay, yes. Middle 2 students, you can answer the rest of the questions on your own, okay? And you can study this page because it's so important, okay? He is giving you a sentence and the answer and the explanation, okay? So this page is super important. You need to read it well and it will help you to be more, okay, to be more better in English, in this grammar, okay? And these 2 pages are homework, and see you next time with lesson 3. Goodbye.